Hello, my friends. Well, it was kind of an interesting week. Both of my kids were off for spring break from college. My daughter Morgan was finishing her spring break, and my son Billy is just starting his spring break. Morgan goes to Baylor. Billy goes to Dallas Baptist University. So got to spend a lot of time with those guys. We like to play games. We like to play hearts and nerds and board games and all that kind of stuff. So we had a lot of fun doing that. We went to the Wynnewood, Oklahoma Exotic Animal Park, and you'll see some pictures of that. There's tigers and a camel and all sorts of stuff. So we had a good time with that. Our house that we rehabbed went on the market, and we actually got an offer before it actually went for the general public. And 2 days later, that is the offer that we accepted. It was $5,000 over the asking price, and it was all cash. Cash is king. So we actually had offers that were a little bit more than that, but they would have had to go through, a lender and appraisal and all that kind of stuff. And we decided not to do that. So we're very, very happy. We did very, very well. For you young people out there, there is no better way to become wealthy and become set for your retirement than real estate. Do it. Don't make excuses. Just do it. And poker. Oh, poker. The game we love. The game we love to hate sometimes. I am on absolutely the worst run I have ever been in the 8 years since I started playing poker again. It is just awful. I am running so poorly. But worse than that, I'm playing awful. Sometimes the two go hand in hand. You start running bad and you press or you do things that, for example, I'm just playing so tentative. I'm indecisive. I would say even sometimes scared, which scared money never wins. Being indecisive never wins. So it's a vicious cycle, and I'm really struggling right now. Of course, I hope to turn that around very, very quickly. But you'll see in some of the hands that we do today that I'm just indecisive, and I admit that I am not playing very well. In fact, I am still down for the year. I've never had this before, that in March I'm down for the year. My goal is to make $25,000 this year, and I'm $27,000 away. So I better get started, all right? Okay, the first poker session this week was at Wednesday Night Poker League, although I did not get to play in the league in the tournament. My son plays soccer for Dallas Baptist University. They had a game that night, so I went to see him play. In fact, I made a little short video, which you guys might have seen, just some plays that Billy was involved in. He's a heck of a player. If you haven't seen him play, go watch some of his videos that are on my site. Anyhow, I did go play in the cash game, had some interesting hands. I did not win. I think I lost about $250. Not a big loss, but still, I should be crushing that game. You're not going to win every time, though, but disappointing that I'm running so bad and playing so poorly. 64 in the pot. 64 in the pot. Guys, hold those cards back so I can't see them. Oh, no, sorry. Who's first? You don't have cards. You have cards. Ready, 40? Smetty chips. Give me smetty chips.
We're gonna let Brent take care of you.
All right. How you doing, Mr. C? Brent, you are first. Let's see, there's damn.
Not as bad as me. Second buy-in. Real bad.
Kind of straight. I have a little teeny weeny low, not a good low. I have a 73. Oh, that's a winner! Yeah, baby.
You get it all.
I get it all. That's a horrible, horrible low to get it all. But that is Mr. Bill Poker right there. I don't know if I got any of that. King of spades, 10 of clubs, 2 of hearts. Carlos bet 20. I made it 53. Matt called. Carlos shoved all in for whatever, 240 something. I made the call, and Matt is thinking.
Yeah, that goes here.
Oh, I got $11 back in case I lose. How many times you want to run it, my friend? You want to turn them up and look?
Yeah, let's turn them up and look.
Oh gosh, I am so far behind.
And I'm open-ended.
47 times?
Well, I would. That's fine. Whatever you want to do. I'll do 1, 2,
One,
or
2, or
3.
3.
Wait.
Brand I had open.
2's fine.
2's fine?
You want to do 2? You want to do 3?
Let's
I
do
think
it
I would
once.
have.
Yeah,
but
one time.
I can't call it. I know I'm beat already.
I don't want to have.
Hey,
Yeah, I don't want to get.
I really
Did
don't
you
want
burn?
it to hit.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Okay. Good hand.
It didn't hit.
Set of 10s crushes me. Carlos, good hand.
Thank you, thank you.
So for all you people who think that I only film when I win, see, I do film when I lose too. Good hand, Carlos. So I was very unhappy with myself that I played so poorly Wednesday Night Poker League that I decided I'm just going to go up to WinStar Thursday afternoon and I'm going to play and I'm going to turn things around. And I had probably the worst session that I have had in a long, long time. Not because I lost a ton of money, although it wasn't good. I lost $1,000, 2 buy-ins. It was just because I played so poorly. Again, I played tentative, I played indecisive, and you'll see in some of these hands, and I'll mention where I did that, that I just did not play well. So anyhow, here's the hands from Thursday afternoon. So the first hand that I played just extremely poorly, I was in the cutoff. I have $385. I had gotten beat on a bad beat. Anyhow, I have ace of hearts, queen of hearts in the cutoff. There's a middle position, very good player, Cody, tight, solid, regular. He makes it 35. I decide to call in the cutoff with my ace, queen of hearts, 35. And then there's an Asian guy, regular, pretty good player, who's behind me. He makes it 135. The blinds both fold. Cody folds. It's back to me. If I wasn't playing so poorly, I would know exactly what to do. In my gut, I'm screaming, I should be shoving here, I should be shoving here. But I did the worst thing possible. I made a call. So we go to a flop. The flop is jack of spades, 10 of spades, 5 of spades. Horrible. I just missed everything. I have a gutter ball, and that's it. I have no spades. I check. He bets 120, forces me to fold, and he shows king 4 of diamonds. So once again, had I played my normal regular game, I'm not afraid, I'm in the right frame of mind and making good decisions, I would have shoved for sure pre-flop, because that's what my gut was screaming. I tanked for a long time before I made the call because everything inside me was saying, this is a shove. I didn't do it. Another example of playing poorly. I lost $135 on that hand. Had I done the right thing, I would have won $175, which is a $310 difference. Man, that's what I'm talking about, playing poorly. And it doesn't take very many hands. I don't have to play poorly on every hand. If you play poorly on 1 or 2 or 3 hands a session, that's it. Your session is done. As I've said numerous times before, your sessions are determined by even 1, 2, or 3 hands. So if you play those hands poorly, you're going to have a losing session. Okay, these next 2 hands I'm going to go over are nearly identical. They were played within 1 orbit of each other. And then we'll talk about, after these 2 hands, we'll talk about how I generally play these hands and if I'm doing anything wrong on them. And you guys can give me comments if you need to. So I am in the cutoff with ace of diamonds, king of diamonds. There's 2 limpers to me, and I make it 25. The small blind calls, and one of the limpers calls. So we go to the flop. There's 85 in the pot, and the flop is 4 of hearts. No, sorry, 4 of diamonds, 5 of diamonds, 7 of clubs. The small blind donk bets into me for 45. The other guy folds, and I make the call. So now there's $175 on the turn, and the turn's a great card for me. It's the 8 of diamonds. He checks, I bet very, very, very small. I bet 35. I don't want to lose him. I want to make it look like I'm not sure if he has diamonds or straight or whatever. So here's a question. Should that bet have been bigger? I was 175. If I bet 35. What if I bet 60? Does it make any difference? So give me your thoughts on that. Anyhow, so I bet 35. He makes the call. So now there's $245 in the pot, and the river comes the 5 of spades pairing the board. He donk bets into me for 45, and I do not raise. I simply make the call. He showed Jack, and I won the pot. The next hand, I have $485. I am on the button with, again, Ace of Diamonds, King of Diamonds. A solid regular in the hijack makes it 25. I make the call, and both of the blinds fold. So this time we're head up. And the flop comes 9 of diamonds, 10 of spades, Queen of hearts. We both check. The next card is the Queen of diamonds. He bets 30, and I make the call. The river is the 8 of diamonds. He bets 45. Again, I elect not to raise, and I make the call. I win the pot. He ended up with ace high, and I had the nut flush. Okay, so I have a general rule for myself that I follow when I have a flush or a straight on a paired board. And that is, if I'm acting last, if they check, I bet. And if they bet, I simply call. If they're acting first, if I'm acting first, I bet. So I'm wondering what you guys think of that. So the general thought process is, I can't stand a raise, right? Because if there's a paired board and they raise, they're representing probably a full house, and it's going to be difficult for me to call a raise. I don't know if that thinking is always correct. I wonder if should be a place where I mix it up and, 25% of the time make a raise and 75% of the time follow my rule, or if I should really just follow the more conservative that says, look, you can't stand a raise. So, and they're very, very rarely going to call either a bet or a raise unless they have it. So I would love some feedback on this, because this is one of those spots that I'm not exactly sure what to do. I'd always thought, hey, to play conservatively, you can't stand a raise if you bet. So, but let me know what you guys think. I really could use some help on this one. Okay, the last hand of this awful session I have pocket nines on the button. I have $270 left. There's an old guy under the gun that raises to 35. The cutoff calls, I call, and the small blind calls. The flop comes, let's see, 8 of hearts, 7 of hearts, 2 of diamonds. There's a check. Then the old guy bets 65. The next guy folds. I decide, can't really call here. I either have to fold or I have to shove. I shove for 235. The small blind folds, and the old guy beats me in the pot and snaps. So I know I'm way behind. I'm gonna have to hit a 9 or running cards for a straight. So the turn helps me out a little bit. It's the 6 of spades. So now I'm open-ended, but the river is the 2 of spades, and he turns over pocket aces, and I got stacked off for my second buy-in. Okay, so we went up to the animal park. We left the car at WinStar so that my son and I could play cards after the animal park, and my wife and daughter went home. So we played WinStar, and because I was running so bad, and one of the things that when you're playing poorly, running badly, I decided I would drop down in stakes, book a few wins, start to get your confidence back, and all that kind of stuff. So I started playing 1-2, and I couldn't stand it. It was so bad. Oh my gosh, the curse of knowledge. If you guys, I'll do a video on the curse of knowledge. But anyhow, I lasted about 20 minutes and I just couldn't stand it anymore. So I went and I moved over to the 2-5 table, and I didn't play very long, only a few hands. I got up about $280, played a few more hands, ended up winning like $230, and decided to quit. So I did book a win and have only a few hands from this session, and here they are. So the very, very first hand that I played in 2-5 got me thinking, well, maybe this is going to be a good session. I get pocket kings on the big blind. The hijack is an aggressive regular. He makes it 25. He is never going to fold. He rarely folds to a 3-bet, so I know I can size up my 3-bet a little bit here. So in the big blind, everybody else folded. I made it 85 in the big blind, and he made the call. So the flop was 4 of clubs, 5 of clubs, 7 of diamonds. I let out for 100, and he made the fold. But it was a nice start since I've been running poorly and playing poorly. It's a nice start to get a win on the very first hand. So I'm only going to go over one more hand in this session. It was a very short session. I'm in the cutoff. I have $580. I get ace of diamonds, 10 of clubs. There are 2 limpers to me. I make it 25, and both of the limpers call. So now there's $80 in the pot, and the flop comes. Very, very nice for me. Ace of clubs, 10 of hearts, 6 of diamonds. The under the gun player, who had just got stacked off the hand before, not for much, like for 250, bought in for 360. He donk bet to 65. The other guy folded. I raised to 175, and he shoved all in for another 270. He had 360 total. I made the call. The turn was the 8 of hearts. The river was the 6 of diamonds, which was kind of a scary card if he had 2 pair with a 6. But he turned over his cards and had ace king. So I stacked him off again and won a nice pot. What was interesting about this guy is he bought him for 360 again the next hand, and he stacked off on that hand also, I think with pocket jacks. And so he lost 3 all-ins in 3 hands. Pretty amazing. All right, guys, as painful as that was, I hope you guys enjoyed it anyways. I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to get my head on straight. I'm going to start playing better. I can't continue to run this bad. That's going to get better. I am planning on making some trips to some other states and playing. For example, my mom lives in Ohio. I plan on playing in Cleveland when I go visit her soon. We may make a trip to Florida or Louisiana, play in New Orleans. So it'll be nice to change it up and have a different scenery and show you guys some other places that we get to visit. And finally, a few shout outs. My WNPL buddies, that's my league, Wednesday Night Poker League. Hey guys, thanks for continuing to support. Thanks for, even though I'm not showing it, making me a better player. Thanks to my wife. She puts up with me doing all this and spending a lot of time doing the vlog and everything. So, and my kiddos, just because I love them, they don't really support me as much. Well, actually, that's not true. My son watches it, and my son will give me critique. My daughter has no interest. And finally, I had one guy who is a subscriber. His name is Taylor. We texted back and forth quite a bit, and I want to thank Taylor for the encouragement and for promoting me to his other friends and some of the websites. So Taylor, thank you very much. I really appreciate it more than you know. And finally, thanks everybody. I appreciate you guys all watching. Everybody who comments and contributes to my poker vlog, I really, really appreciate it. So again, we're going to turn it around. And so next time we do this, next week, we're going to have some big wins. All right, see you guys later. Bye.